technology, your alarm clock, your iPhone, your GPS. I know everything you hate, everything you love, everything you like, everything you click, everything you watch, everything you buy, everything you stream. I even know what you would click if I placed it in front of you. I have your fingerprints, your vocal patterns, your iris patterns. I've seen every angle of your face. I can hear you, Siri can hear you, Alexa can hear you. Don't even get me started on what we can see. I know your name, your friends' names, your parents' names, your pets' names, your high school, your address, your credit card info. You're so careless with your data, I'm surprised you haven't given me your social security number, though I'm sure it's somewhere in a Google autofill. You see, the best part about the technological revolution intricately weaved into your everyday life is you are actively, willingly, and freely building the weapons that will and are being used against you. And in the end, when the other shoe drops, when the lambs arrive at the slaughter, all you'll have to protect you are people who don't know the difference between Insta and Finsta. Good luck.
One of the greatest acts of rebellion against a system that wants you drugged up, obedient, reliant upon them, and unconscious is to be natural, healthy, independently educated, critically thinking, and spiritually aligned.
This is going to be interesting. Many of you are going to understand every single word of what I'm about to say, and some of you are not. And don't worry if you're not there yet. What we see happening around the world right now is the evolution of the human mind, the evolution of human consciousness. The more people awaken, the more they realize that from the day they were born, they were led to be part of this system that enslaved their mind to fulfill the bidding of a few. And the more they awaken, they realize that their whole life, they struggle to make ends meet while they serve this system blindly without questioning it. That this same system is now doing everything in its power to stop this evolution from happening. The system is desperate because the only thing that kept it running smooth was our ignorance to it. And that is changing. It is changing the collective perception of this reality. Therefore, the system is slowly collapsing. My ancestors, the Mayans, los Mayas, they predicted this. The world as we know it is ending. This is why we're being called to become more self-sufficient. People don't want to work for the system anymore. People living in cities have this inner instinct that is telling them to buy a piece of land somewhere and start fresh. The spiritual community is being called to use their gifts for guidance and healing during these times. This system goes way back. This is why the greatest minds to ever walk on this earth once spoke in parables, and they spoke in quotes that sounded like riddles. I call them minds who were able to see outside of this three-dimensional space. Are we starting to see why they did that?
Step 1, train the people only to consume. Step 2, infiltrate adults with the news. Step 3, indoctrinate the children through the schools and the music and the apps on the phones that they use. Step 4, separate the right from the left. Step 5, separate the white from the black. Step 6, separate the rich from the poor. Use religion and equality to separate them more. Step 7, fabricate a problem, made a lie. Step 8, put it on the news every night. Step 9, when people start to fight and divide, take control. This is called situational design.
The purpose of COVID and why the elites are using this as their final, shoe that they're putting down. So essentially what the elites have been trying to do for centuries is hide divinity and what I would say is divine truth from a greater populace of people. And if this divine truth was universally acknowledged, then there would be a complete union amongst people. We would be one, right? We would understand there is no separateness. Our thoughts create our reality. God lives within us, John 17:21. So the kingdom of the Lord shall live within you. And that's talking about the fact that each soul on this planet not only chose to come to earth at this time, also a direct aspect of source energy and has the power to create worlds or separate realities. Now, when you're in a collective consciousness, when you're not a conscious creator, I would say, you fall into the matrix of reality, which is what they want, right? But once you become a creator, then you are the one that's calling the shots. So if you can put millions of people on this fear-based narrative, millions of people manifesting fear and COVID, then that's what's going to manifest on Earth. This is the biggest psyop that they've ever done. Good shit, though. I mean, I'm very impressed by this. However, those that know the truth see beyond it. And they didn't, I don't think that the elites realized how many people would wake up from this.
Breathe in. Breathe out.
Try this as an affirmation. My efforts are being supported by the universe. My dreams manifest into reality before my eyes.